All right, here's the independent practice for Chapter 9, Lesson 1, Area of a Parallelogram. These first three are going to be fairly straightforward and simple. 4 should not be bad. 5 and 6 we're going to work a little bit harder at. Okay, so let's just do number 1. We know the formula is area equals base times height. So we just need to find our base, and then we need to find our height, and we're good to go. The base is 1, 2, 3, and the height is 1, 2, 3. So it's 3 times 3. That gets me 9 units squared. Okay. This one we don't even have a drawing, but we know that the base is 6 millimeters, the height is 4 millimeters. Area equals base times and the base, that's height. Base is 6, height is 4. 6 times 4 is 24 millimeters squared. Now, number 3. We know our base is 8 times our height. This is not our height because it's a slant. There's no right angle. This right here forms a right angle between this line and this line, the two parallel lines. So 9 is our height. Base times height, 9 times 8, 72 centimeters squared. Okay. Number 4 is one that says you got part of it, you have the area, and you have the height, but you don't have the base. So what I need to do, area equals base times height. I know my area, it says 24 equals base. That, I have no idea. Keep that as a variable. Height is 3. So, now, sorry about that. Let's write that nice. I want to get this b, this base all by itself, so I'm going to divide each side by 3. 3, so that leaves us b equals 8. All right, 8 feet. Now, it's not the area, so it's not squared feet. It's just the base. 8 feet base, 3 feet height is going to equal this 24 squared feet. Okay, let's get rid of some of this because we got a really little tricky one here coming up. Okay, it says find the area of this parking lot. And the area, parking spot, I should say, it's a parallelogram. There's no line there, but we could kind of connect a line. So it's that area we need to find out. We have our base, 9 1/4, and then our height, we need to go like this with the right angle, but they went this way over here, up here. So between this line and this line with a right angle is 18 feet. So area equals 18 times, now I'm going to make this into a mixed, or an improper, not a mixed, it is a mixed. I'm going to make it into an improper fraction. 9 times 4 is 36. 36 plus 1 is 37 over 4. Then when I multiply that, I'm going to make this 18 into a fraction, which is 18 over 1. Now I just go across. Area equals 18 times 37, which on my calculator gives me 666. 1 times 4 is 4. Now I'm going to divide that, see how many 4s go into 666. And when I do that, I know that 166 of these 4s go evenly in there with 2 left over 4. And 2/4 is 1/2. So it's 166 and 1/2. What are we talking about? Feet. And because we want to find the area, it's squared. 166.5 feet squared. Okay. Gonna erase this because this next question is very intense, but it's kind of a fun one. It offers a lot of different math skills. So let's look at it. We have a chart, and we need to find the missing parts. So in this one, we need to find the height. Well, we have the area. A equals base times height. We have the area. 147 equals, we don't have the height, we do have the base. 15 3/4. Now, I'm going to make this into improper fraction. 15 times 4 is 60, plus 3 is 63 over 4. And then I don't have my height. That's h. So now what I have to do, what is happening to this h? Well, this h is being multiplied by 63 over 4. So if it's being multiplied by 63 over 4, I want to divide it by 63 over 4. I'm going to write this a little bit different. So I'm going to do 147 divided by 63, 4, and then equals 63 fourths divided by 63 fourths with the h. Oh, you can barely see that h. Okay, hopefully you understand that the h is there. Now, the way you divide, I'm going to make this into a fraction like that. The way you divide fractions, hopefully you remember, it's 147 over 1. Keep, change, 463. Now, I can just multiply them. So 147 times 4 equals 588, and 1 times 63 is 63. So 588 over 63 equals, now I'm going to come up here and do this one. So I keep the 63 over the 4, I change that to multiplication, and I change this to 463. Now I can do some cross simplifying. This 4 and 4. 4 goes into each of those, so that becomes a 1. That becomes a 1. 63 goes into each of these, so that becomes a 1, and that becomes a 1. So now it's 1 times 1 goes on top, and 1 times 1 on the bottom. 1 over 1, which is 1, which you don't need, but you do bring this h down. So my height is 588 over 63, and I want to find out how many times does 63 go into that. It goes into it 9 times. 9 times, and then there's some leftover, which should be 63 times, because 9 would be 567. What's left over is 21/63. So it is 9 and 21/63. But I can reduce this because I know that 21 goes into this and 21 goes into this. So 21 divided by 21 is 1. 21 goes into 63 3 times. So it's 9 1/3. Now the way I could figure this out to make sure I did it right is if I take that times that, it should get me that. And it would. Okay. Let's do another one. And then I'm going to have you do the last one on your own. And you can come get it checked with me. But I don't want to do so much more video. This is already starting to be a long video. But these are tricky, and you need to remember how to multiply and divide fractions. Okay? If we know our formula for area, it's area equals base times height. So, my area on this one is 140 5/8. I'm going to make that into a improper. I always like impropers. It's easier to work in improper. So 140 times the 8 plus the 5 equals 1,125 over 8 equals, I know my height, and I don't know my base. So base is here, and then my height is 11 times 4 is 44, plus 1 is 45 over 4. Okay? So I divide I'm going to do a big divide line here. Divide each side by this. Divide 45, 4, 45, 4. Okay, now I bring it down here. Oh, come on. There we go. 1,125 over 8 divided by 45 over 4. Now I can't do that division. I have to make it into multiplication. The way I do that, I'm going to come down a little bit here, is I keep this like this. I change that to that, and I change that like this. Okay? Now I can do a little cross. I know that 4 goes into each of these, so that becomes a 1. That becomes a 2. And then I also know that 5 goes into each of these. So 45 divided by 5 is going to get me 9. 1125 divided by 5. 1125 divided by 5 equals 225. So I have 225 over 2 times 1/9. Now I do those. 225 equals 18. And then when I do it on this side, I know that this will cancel. It'll equal 1. So I just have b. So my base is equal to this. 225 over 18. But let's put that into a mixed fraction. How many 18s go into 225? Okay, I know 10 at least, because that'd be 180. So I'm going to just guess 12. 18 times 12 equals 216. That will work. So I put my 12 here. And 216 leaves me with 9 left over. So it's 9/18. But I really want to reduce 9/18. I can divide it each by 9. 9 divided by 9 is 1. 18 divided by 9 is 2. So it is 1/2. Then, if I would multiply 12.5 times 11.25, I'm going to get here. All right, I'm going to let you have some fun with this one. Number 3. So we don't go any longer on this. Go ahead and you have the base, you have the area. You need to figure out what the height is. So go ahead and figure it out. Stop this video, figure that out. Come see me. I'll let you know what it is, if you got it right or not. If not, we'll figure it out. And then you can come back to doing this independent practice. Okay? All right, number 7. The base of a building is shaped like a parallelogram. The first floor has an area. Well, it's giving me the area of 20,000 square feet. If the base of this parallelogram is 250, can its height be 70 feet? Okay. So here's what I want to do. Make this bigger. Come over here, and then we have to explain why it is or why it is not. So what I'm going to do is I know the area, 20,000, and equals my base. Base is 250 times my height is 70. So if it works, it should be good. So all I have to do is bring it down. Show my work. 20,000 down. 20,000 equals 250 times 70 equals 17,500. Wait a minute, that doesn't equal that. So one of these is wrong. So no, because if I did this, it would give me a square feet. Give me an area of 17,500. Okay? Let's look at number 18. draw and label a parallelogram with the base twice as long as the height and an area less than 60 square inches. Okay, so interesting. We get to have a little fun here. So I'm going to draw a parallelogram like this. The area has to be less than 60. So I'm going to say, I'm going to make the area 50. Area equals 50. My base has to be twice as long as my height. Okay, so there's my height, there's my base. Now, what if I would make my base 10 and my height 5? And that actually will work. I kind of did this interesting. I started with an area where I really, it's kind of backwards. I guess I should have, instead of starting with that, should have said, well, what's my base and what's my height? And then see if my area is less than 60. Okay? Because I know it told me the height, the base had to be twice as long. So is 10 twice as long as 5? Yes. Okay, so this is my base, and this is my height, and the base is twice as long. So area equals base times height. Area equals 50 squared inches. Okay, there we go. Okay, I think we have one more in the independent practice. Ooh, this has a lot of different things to it. A lot of fun, exciting things that we need to know how to do. Okay, we're going to draw 5 parallelograms that each have the height of 4 centimeters and different base measurements on the centimeter grid. Wow. Okay, so we want to have different areas. Let me look at this. We know that here's my parallelogram. We have the height of 4 centimeters. So it's given us the height of 4 centimeters. Okay, that's the height. Here's the area. All my area is going to be there. And my base, this is going to be here. So let's say the base is 1. Okay, so if I make my base 1, base times height equals area 4. Okay, so 1 and 4 right there. Let's make my base 2. 2 times 4 is 8. That one's going to be right here. Let's make my base 3. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 4 is 12. Let's make it 4 and then 5. So 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 goes here, and 5 goes all the way up to 20. All right, okay. And if you want to describe the graph, it's linear. It forms a straight line. All right. Key here is to be able to know the formula. Area equals base times height. Okay. If you have any questions, let me know. Let's work this out. And then you can go on to the hot problems.